Hey, welcome back to the Virgo channel. My name is Laura. I'm going to do a general message for Virgo. Know that energy is fluid. Roles could be reversed. Always interpret the message as it best resonates with you. Remember, this is a shadow healing channel. So we do look at the spiritual blocks, the shadows, and see how they play out as karmic themes. If you're new to my channel, anything of any importance or relevance to the channel, you can find in the description box. Also, if you want to enter into winning a free reading with me because you resonated so much with this video, or you feel the need to get a shadow reading, well, you have to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and write the word of the video in your comment bar. The word of the video is always the underlining energy that tells me why everyone's doing what they're doing. Okay. I want to thank all my new and old subscribers. Thank you for all your comments. I read every single one. Thank you for supporting the channel. It means so much to me. Really appreciative, especially because this is a little bit of a different type of channel, right? It's a shadow channel. So I thank you. Thank all those that have supported me and supported this channel. All righty, let's see what that underlining energy is. The underlining energy, why everyone's doing what they're doing is loneliness. Well, I actually feel, Virgo, that the energy is starting to change. And it's starting to change, like, because you were dealing with somebody that, was really holding back from you, did not want to see your worth, did not want to, like, it's almost like they put themselves in this competition with you where it's like a one-up you game. It's like they never, I don't really feel like they ever gave this connection the time that it deserves. And so the thing is, they gave a lot of other people the time. And what they're seeing is all those people that they gave the time to instead of you are no longer in their life. And there are also people that are not on your vibration. So this person, like I said, is also seeing that it's not just that those people are not on the same vibration, it's that those people talk shit about you. Those people don't have your person's best interest at hand. But your person is like really starting to open up their eyes, and they are because they found themselves by themselves. They listen to the wrong people, and the people that they listen to, it's like they don't have a good feeling about it. They're actually seeing, like, I'm listening to these people that I put above you, Virgo, and that what they're seeing is it's like, I don't really like, my life. The other people like their life, but your person doesn't like their life. And what I also feel like is they're, like I said, they're in a place of where they're alone. And I feel like that tends to be their karmic theme, that they always wind up being alone. So I feel like there are actually are going to make a move soon. And I do, because I feel like they're so uncomfortable in this place of feeling like they don't really have anybody. But it was good that they were in this place for a long time, forced to be in this place. I feel like they listened to the wrong people, and somehow the more that they listened to those people, the more that those people showed their true colors, the more that your person isolated from those people and now don't really have anyone else and is too embarrassed to really. They're embarrassed about their choices. They're embarrassed about not listening to themselves, not being able to make a choice themselves. Um, Also on how they treated you, misjudging you, also, and like, how are they going to come back from the way that they treated you is what I'm feeling. So again, the underlining energy is loneliness. So we're going to see again why I just channeled what I channeled, what this actually means. Let's see what they did. It's again, okay, they always wanted attention. It didn't matter who they got attention from. It's like this person always wore a facade, wore a mask, pretending to be really confident, acting like they didn't need anyone, acting as if they were a lot more popular and likable than they are, acting like they were better friends with people that were or foreseen as important people, whether that's in your community, whether that's within their field of business. It's again like kind of like always trying to get you to perceive them through what they're telling you, and what they're telling you is a lot isn't true. It's like again, it's more of the facade that they're creating. Like they pick certain friends to tell you that they're friends with because those people, are doing very well or prestigious. So it's again, this is how I want you to perceive that I am Virgo, and that I get a lot of attention, that I'm likable, and always needing to have that attention. So I feel like they talk to a lot of people on social media. I feel like they talk to a lot of people just like random, insignificant people. They don't make real connections. They they talk to people in order for those people to give them attention. That's pretty much what they seek. So what I'm feeling is like this person doesn't even know who they are. I feel like they've listened to people for so long and, had these insignificant relationships where they gave time. They didn't really build anything, I mean, when we are interactive in our life, we become interactive with the people that are like-minded, the people that we have common interests with. And what I feel like is that, your person doesn't really have any of those people. They have, again, superficial relationships. And in the fact that, those relationships are so important, they didn't give you attention. And again, so now they're in a place of like just tired from like spreading themselves too thin, wearing a facade, acting like they don't care. I feel like they're weary. I feel like, again, they're lonely. The underlining energy is they're lonely, they're bored, they're tired, but it's forcing them to look at their life. And I believe that when we feel weary, it's because we're actually spiritually imbalanced. It's like weary is like almost like it's more than just being tired, it's being spiritually tired. So I feel like your person is spiritually tired because they're spiritually sick. And they're spiritually sick because they don't have confidence enough to make their own decisions. They don't have confidence enough to follow their heart. They don't feel safe. And they don't feel safe mainly because they listen to the wrong people. I feel like they get influenced by the wrong people and just, again, basing their life on past experiences and assuming that they know who you are. It's almost like I feel like this person keeps doing things or kept doing things to you that were disrespectful. And every single time they were like, oh, it's not going to work out like this relationship. Like I almost like they would sabotage the relationship, but not really meaning to sabotage. I feel like they have a history of sabotaging, their connections. And then almost like, oh, this time I really sabotaged the connection. And then you would forgive them. You would again try and work through whatever their issue was, and they would do it again and do it again and do it again. And so like I feel like you got tired, weary, like being around them, because it's like you never do the right thing. You never know how to do the right thing. Never, not when it comes to me. To everybody else, you'll put on a show. To everybody else, you wear that persona. But for me, I get the broken part is what I feel like. And that's because they didn't give you anything. And this person knows exactly what they did. It's again, and really not giving you attention, always being like, always being distracted by people, situations, anything to get that fixed. And I just feel like this person, even now that they're weary, instead of them like saying, oh, I'm spiritually like not feeling grounded, let me, why is that? Oh, well, because I feel really lonely. I feel like I don't have connections. Let me go and fix this connection that, I know that I wasn't right. I know that I, gave attention to everyone else. I know that again, I was an attention whore, and that pretty much distracted me from giving you attention. But now they're distracted for another reason. Now they're distracted on the fact that they did all this and they don't know really how to come back. So this person has an avoidant issue. It's like they get overwhelmed by their own behaviors and then don't fix them. They just get stuck and freeze. Again, and part of it is also their ego. And I say that because they know that they don't feel well. They also know that the connections that they have made are like not insignificant, not on a very high vibration. And the people that were in their life are not really don't have their best interest at hand. I feel like have a little bit too much say, have a little bit too much power in their life. And the irony is that this person does not feel good about themselves to have other people to have that much control in their life, but then they're going to overcompensate for their feeling of lack by acting superior when they're around you by giving you less. But that's mainly to hide, again, their feelings of inadequacy, because people don't need to go and run around and get attention from other people when they feel good. So I feel like this person just, like you said, acted like they just didn't care enough. But I feel like that's the word, acted. It's like, I'm not going to really let you get that close to me. And partially it's because, I like to have these superficial relationships more than I like to have the deep connection. This person doesn't like to feel vulnerable, and so I feel like what wound up happening to you was like you wound up continually being in a connection with the person that you felt like continually withdrew from you, just never first of all didn't give enough, and then other people and situations would come by and they would seem to give those things a lot more than what they gave you. So it was almost like, again, withdrawing from you emotionally even more, when meanwhile it was almost like you were being starved out to begin with. Because remember, this person doesn't feel good enough about themselves to be able to really give you emotionally. They have to go to outside resources to get attention from superficial people, from people, again, that are random, and people that they perceive to be like have a better status than they do, in order for them to feel emotionally fulfilled. So they're getting energy from somewhere else. That's why they can't even give energy. Where you're like, okay, I feel like I'm being starved out. And after a while, it's like feeling like, okay, well, you began to get resentment, have resentment dealing with this person, because this person is always coming up short. This person was never doing the right thing. If someone's always choosing everyone else over you, always, all the time, all the time, all the time, to keep you in a place of feeling like you're beneath them, like they're doing a favor, but then they're giving attention to like people not even on your vibration, well, that would cause resentment. But I feel like this person has a lot of resentment held within inside of them due to their past experiences not working out. They tend to always be the victim And that's really what it is. It's like this person has problems due to the fact that they haven't healed. They haven't healed from their past connections, how they feel. I feel like about how they feel about women. Like I feel like they might have a good connection with their mother, but they don't trust their mother. There's something weird with that. So almost like this person holds on to a lot of anger. And like I said, and they project their anger and they project their anger onto you where they'll give you, like you said, a lot less. And then what happened is it's like you emotionally weren't getting anything. So I feel like this person felt like, well, you don't really want to give to me emotionally. You don't really want. And so it's not uncommon when you're dealing with a person that is wounded, that wants to act superior, for them to try to build like a connection through another means if they're not emotionally going to give. So obviously it would be through the physical connection. And that's also giving them something, again, building their ego. So what it is that I feel like you are always on a high vibration. This person like almost got triggered by the fact that you were confident. And so they would continue to try to like knock you down to so that they could feel more superior, like your confidence, like it was almost like a double-edged sword. They respect it and they like it, but not when it comes to them. And that's the thing. You're to you, Virgo, you're like, I can't be vulnerable around you. I can't really be myself. I always have to dummy down and look the other way at the things that you do. And again, just dummy down, settle for less in order to be with you. And yes, part of that is not like a mistake. That's the way that this person again tries to act superior and really shows that they don't really care about the relationship. I feel like they, again, are spiritually sick. And they're spiritually sick because they continually need attention, but those attentions don't really lead to anything except from feeling more lonely and never really being present. If, even when they're in a connection with someone, they're never really present because those relationships are skin deep. And once your person has their fill and those random people build an emotional connection to them, they are like, they don't have an emotional connection. So they like dispose of them, but they stay in a place of feeling empty because they're never present. To be present in a relationship, you have to emotionally show up. This person tends to not want to do that for anyone. I feel like they're realizing that they didn't do it with you. They realize again that they actually have an emotional connection to you, and that I believe that they desire that connection now. But does that mean that they want to do all the work to make that into a reality? No, I don't believe that this person really knows how to do it. They're just seeing now that you're out of their life, the difference between random superficial relationships where they put their time and how they feel, opposed to when you were in their life and how you contributed to their life. And I feel like even if you didn't do anything emotionally, this is a spiritual connection, and spiritual connections emotionally fulfill. It's like there's a reason why that those people make us feel that way. And it's because they come into our life to teach us. And I believe that, again, your person didn't really care before now. They were okay having the upper hand, having superficial relationships. I feel like they met you, they didn't care, again, how they treated you when they met you, because again, and not just that they didn't care after, like, I feel that they saw that, they hurt you. This person kept literally trying to knock you down, like trying to make you feel less than what you deserve. And because of that, it's like you said, that's what created the negative energy. Just got tired of it, just got tired of settling for less. And I feel like this person got so caught up in that, like trying to make you be beneath them, that they lost the connection. And when I mean like the importance of the connection, they want to be in a connection to you because they have feelings for you. So they want to make you feel less than in order for them to feel confident to be with you. But meanwhile, that's what makes you not interested in this person. So, like I said, I believe that this person has a string of bad relationships. So, like I said, their focus was on the relationship not working out or being hurt by you. So they need to control, to have the upper hand. And hurt doesn't necessarily even mean that emotionally you would hurt them. I think in this case, ego, you hurt their ego, your life being the way that you conduct yourself, your confidence, the way that you interact in life, the way that you bounce back, the way that you display strength is triggering to this person's ego, even though they have feelings for you. And that's bad because it's again, unconditional love is what a spiritual connection is about. And there's a sense of, you know, this person wanting you to mold to what makes them feel comfortable, which again is not unconditional love. It's, I love you with conditions. And that if you don't follow these conditions, there's going to be punishment. And there was punishment. I just feel like you didn't react the way that this person thought that you were going to react. And so, and I just feel like, again, judged, you walked away because you got tired of, like, every time that you tried to even talk to this person, again, they would act like you were being overly sensitive, that, they would gaslight, they would pretend that you weren't seeing things from the way that you were seeing them, like intuitively what you were picking up was wrong. So, like I said, I feel like you just didn't feel safe. So you detached. You detached from them because of it, because it got a lot. So I want to see, like, how did they respond when you detached? And let's see, like, what they're going to do. Because I feel like this person is resentful because of the way that you reacted, that they lost control. And I feel like you're resentful because you're like, I thought that you were somebody else completely. I did not see all these broken pieces. I would have never invested this much time. I would have never been this understanding with you. I would have never worked it out with you all the other times. Like I said, I feel like this person has played games for a while. It's like, again, it always wound up working out. So it's again that, like, there's a sense of, again, they're not, you want to know how they're handling it, they're not handling it good. They're full of, like, again, they're dark moods. They're just, again, depressed. They have anxiety. They really should talk to a counselor, because I believe that you walking away, you taking your power back, you putting your energy into yourself, again, making this person look at themselves, making this person getting into a really bad mood. They're losing control. You showed them somebody else. You showed them a confident version of you. You showed them a non-forgiving, like, part of you. And I feel like it's because this person pushed it. and they pushed it to the limit, and they really met their match. And I think I'm gonna write that like in this, like the title, because it's almost like I feel like your person, like the more that you acted confident and acted like you didn't care, the more that they would try to do some stuff to get underneath your skin. And that is probably talk to these random people and give their energy to insignificant things and people and situations and the escapism, any which way that they could escape. So maybe they drink a lot, maybe they do drugs, maybe they shop a lot, and again, have these random connections so that they get a lot of attention. Like I said, but none of those things are fulfilling this person. That's why, again, it's like they're in such a bad place. They're Yeah, that's like, and what it is that they don't feel like you really even have a connection. Like they almost feel like what they did broke the connection to you, which is why, again, they're in a bad mood, because it's like, in order to fix this means that this person would actually have to come back and humble themselves. They would actually have to be different, put some work in. So it's like it said, they see that they completely broke, and there's a sense of not really the lack of will, is really the lack of confidence. So I feel like they tend to like sit there and wait in hope that you're going to come back to them. There's a sense of, a part of them is already really given up because they never really tried. So there's a sense of, I don't really know what that looks like. And again, anything that they think about doing, they think is too much, because, hey, all this time I haven't had to give you anything, and I've never have to give anyone anything. I get what I want normally. But that, again, yes, you get what you want, but you always wind up lonely because you get what you want, but those people that they get what they want from are not bringing anything to the table, which is why they're spiritually sick right now. And they're spiritually sick because it's like they know what they should do, but instead it's like, no, it's more comfortable for me to act like I don't care because I believe I'll get what I want. I'll just hold back. And really, this is just growing more and more resentment between you and this person. And it's almost like this person, I feel like, does have a connection to you and can actually feel that resentment. And it's almost like they would rather feel that than nothing at all, because they're like, well, it's a sign that you still care. So hopefully, like, I'm just going to piss you off to the point that eventually you're going to come and talk to me. And I don't really feel like that's going to happen. This person acts all tough and mighty, like, again, like they don't care. But the truth of the matter is that they, again, are afraid that you're going to judge them, because, again, they gave attention to everybody else, and again, continue to withdraw from you. And then this is the energy that you always get. When it's time for them to come and fix it, there's a lack of will. And they're going to, again, just distract themselves because it's a form of procrastination. And again, it's mainly because every time they think about, again, doing something, it puts them in a bad mood, because, again, you're making them see themselves differently. They're not going to see themselves superior if they're coming back to you. It's, again, and then of course they're going to come back to you, and you're probably not going to sleep with them or give them anything, like buy them anything, do anything, give them anything, because this person's used to, again, these superficial relationships. And superficial relationships are usually people that connect with other people because they want something, because they feel that they can have something. Whereas we don't really have superficial people in our life, right? People that we feel the need to have in our life because they make us feel important, which I feel like, again, these people that they chose to listen to and connect to and surround themselves to. It's again, don't bring anything to the table. This person feels lonely, but they also know what it looked like, what they made it look like. I feel like that they got so caught up in the game that finally turned around. They realized that they're really like not connected to you at all, like you in a place where they almost took it too far. That because the whole point was not that they were going to be like not get along with you. The whole point was that they thought that they would manipulate you into breaking, that they would hold back, hold back, hold back, and talk to other people, and that you would get so mad that you would come and fix it, that you would come and want to talk to them. It's again like this person creates toxic attachments. That's what I feel like. And that's why, again, none of their relationships work out. They don't work out because they're all about like games. And being around low vibrational energy, a lot of it, so that they seem as if they have a lot of options, but none of those options are good. They don't even want to spend time with those people. They had a connection to you, and this is what they did. They starved you out and gave attention to other people in front of you, like, I mean, or at least let you know, didn't hide it. My ego is fragile to criticism and rejection. I've created walls to protect myself. And that's what I'm saying. Like this person, there's a part of them that wants to come and apologize, but there's also a part of them that doesn't want to do it. It doesn't want to do it because I've never had to do it. It's like, yeah, but you've never had to do it with the people that are on this vibration. You're on a higher vibration. Again, this person wants you to dumb me down. And that has been the problem since day one in this connection, that they've tried to continually due to their ego. And it doesn't mean that they don't have feelings for you. That's the irony of it. It's like your success, your light, the way that you are, your strength triggers this person because they're not a strong person, but they want to seem strong. They want to feel strong, which is why they're an exhibitionist and get like attention. They're like an attention whore from like whoever. So they seem important. I'm changing this pattern and moving forward. I feel like it's a slow process, but I feel like the uncomfortability because you are not changing, and what they're seeing is the resentment is just growing. It's again, you're disconnecting from them. The in sync connection that once was, which happens with the soul's relationship, because this person continues to stay on a low vibration and really sinking down to an even lower vibration, because at this point they know exactly what they do, but it's almost like I've gone too far and I can't like come back from this, and so I'm not going to make myself look weak. So I'm gonna, like, even though I'm wrong, I'm still gonna hold out, still gonna give you less, because hey, why should I actually change? Where you're raising your vibration mainly because you're like, well, we had a soul's connection and it was a very strong one. However, your behavior and the way you make me feel is so disgusting that I'm detaching from you. And in actuality, when you detach from this person, you're detaching from a part of you that you outgrew, a part of yourself that, again, no longer serves. We're going to see what parts they are, again, why this person came into your life. But I feel like, again, you came to this realization, this person, like, I like played the game for so long that you're just like, you're changing. And I think if anybody is changing a pattern, it's you. That this pattern of being with people that, again, give so little and act so superior are not, that it's your choice whether or not you have people like this in your life. It's your choice whether you're going to be in a connection with someone that gives you emotionally, and it's almost like pisses this person off because they would love to dominate you, they would love to control you, give you nothing but hold you captive. And again, and then be triggered by your successes. It's almost like, is this person like a lover, or is this person like want to like ruin your life? Because there's a fine line. I've been so grounded all my life, it's hard for me to trust the spiritual elements of this connection, yet I can't deny that they exist. So again, the spiritual connection, they know that it's there. It's just it makes them feel vulnerable. It makes them feel like you know too much about them. It makes them feel like you have some sort of hold on them that makes them not feel safe. It makes them actually act out more because again, this person's wounded. So they want everything on their terms. So instead of again embracing the connection, they're like sabotaging it. Really. Because we don't have a connection like this come into our life all the time, and this person knows it too. And that's why, like, there is a hold because of the spiritual thing. It's just the person needs too much healing. I'm praying you'll come back after everything that's happened between us. I worry that you won't forgive me and allow me another chance. So down deep inside, it's exactly what I said. I feel like this person holds back from you, hoping that you're going to come back to them. They secretly would like to fix it, but their ego is what holds them back. Which is what I knew. It's like, because they see the difference. Our energy is stagnant, triggering sometimes, like, so they again almost like want, like the energy is too stagnant, like you are not giving anything, you have detached it, like Elvis has left the building and this person knows it. So they're like, they almost are like, when the energy was stagnant before, like when you wouldn't talk to them and they would need to change, they would start a fight with you, literally, and it was able to like start the like rekindle that energy, almost like reignite the energy flow again. But because this person isn't giving, they're holding back from you, waiting for you, when meanwhile they did everything. It's like, and what they're seeing is that technique isn't working. So there's a sense of, again, that they would love to be able to come into your life and just like start an argument with you to like at least like this is them strategizing, trying to figure out a way to come back without really seeming as if they're coming back, like as if they're vulnerable, almost like running into you and starting an argument. That it's like, this is what I feel like this person's going to do, because I feel like they're getting really uncomfortable in the fact that time's going by, they've done a lot of shit, and instead of fixing it, they know everything that they did. They didn't choose to fix it. They know at this point that you're like resentful because of the way that they are. They really don't have a good excuse of why, except for they just didn't want to do it. So I feel like this is going to be the way that they come back, that they're going to just come back into your life, try and run into you, try and again strike up a conversation with you some way, find out where you're going to be, again, where you go, be there, talk to somebody that you're friends with that knows what you do, watch on social media, I don't know, try and figure out what you do. If they know where you work, show up at your job again, and like pretend that they just happen to be in that area, and they're going to literally try and start an argument with you. Again, because they're really emotional right now. They're not used to like having to deal with all these emotions. This person would love, boy, they usually get people to do, again, make them crazy. And right now you've made them crazy. Like they usually detach from the person and make the other person crazy. Here it is, you just like flip the switch on them, which is what I'm telling you, like the title of this is going to be that, because this person never expected you to be like, you're like walking away like I'm fine, like you're not fine, and they're not fine because, like you said, there was a spiritual connection. There's a past life connection. However, the past life connection, not all the time you're supposed to be with that. Memories are surfacing consciously or subconsciously, but again, I feel like this person and you have a very strong soul connection, and they disrespected it. So I feel like in a past life that they either did that, again, disrespected you or didn't treat you right, and they lost you and they're about to lose you again, or that they lost you and now all of a sudden they're going to try and fix it somehow. But the thing is, this person's broken. So the way that they would fix it is not really to come in and apologize and take ownership for the way that they acted. What their way would be is to start an argument and draw up some sort of weird passion. And, because that's normally they get what they want, dealing with low vibe people that are too afraid to call them out on their BS behavior, which allows this person normally to float in and out of, random people's lives. You're not going to allow that. And that's why you don't go back to this person. But it's, again, they feel like you and them belong together. You and them belong together. In their mind, again, they're seeing synchronicities, past life, 1111 everywhere. They might not even know what that means. They might be asking people. I feel like they're asking people on social media what like twin flame means, what soulmate means, what 1111 means, like what all these numbers mean. Like they've joined like a few like spiritual groups. This person is not really a spiritual person, again, but they want to learn more about it. They're intrigued by the spiritual connection. They are intrigued by this connection. However, they have so many different emotions about this connection, which is the problem. And partially that is because they need healing. The good part is they're curious about the spiritual connection. What does that mean for them? What does that mean just in general? Why is it happening? So what they see is that, their heart is softening. Their ego is still like big, but the walls are starting to come down. And so I feel like part of them is like, I feel I can like convince you, persuade you. We both had this really intense connection. Yeah, I didn't feed it. Yes, I didn't do right by you. But again, maybe I can like come back in and persuade you. But God forbid, don't apologize. That's what I notice. Sometimes I feel like you're speaking to me in my head. At times it triggers me because I wonder how much you can see into me again. That's what I said in the beginning, like the spiritual connection, like you know too much about me. Like it's, again, like this person doesn't like who they are, and part of their strength comes from being able to manipulate relationships, being able to have the upper hand, being able to gaslight people, being able to act like they don't give a shit, and be able to get attention from a lot of people and have one foot in and one foot out, where they're still holding on to whoever is invested in them, but also have their options open. So the thing is, it's like this spiritual connection, it's a bond, and it's almost like everything about me. And so my behavior and you knowing about my behavior is triggering. I'm going to pull only one more, because all the readings are pretty much the same. Like, we must remember that we are gods and goddesses and work to embody that energy. So again, this is a spiritual energy. And if you're wondering why you've brought this person into your life, because it's, again, right now, what I see is that this person has feelings, but their ego is too big to come back and apologize, if I'm going to sum it up. And that the whole point of why, you've entered into this person's life is because you are a soulmate, but a past life soulmate. And I feel like you hold the higher vibrational energies of love, which unfortunately trigger the shit out of this person because they need healing. And so you come from that level of consciousness, so your deeds are in alignment with that, is what I'm trying to get at. So the way that you deserve to be treated is in alignment with that, and you know that this person, when they met you, they didn't do that. They again thought, I'm going to give attention to everybody else, that's going to trigger you to give to me, which is a common theme, by the way, in low vibe people that deal with other low vibe people. So they just assume that everyone's going to act the same. So what I see here is, again, remember, like, you're down here in physical form to learn that you're not separate from God. And you do that by embodying the energy of unconditional love, where I believe that even though this person's triggering the shit out of you, that they shouldn't be able to trigger you as much. It's almost like they're teaching you something. Also, possibly how much time you gave them, second and third chances, or trying to work through things, when really this person the whole time was committed to not really doing anything. Where it's, again, and they're also, you're in their life to teach them how to embody unconditional love. And what I see is that that their ego is fighting it. So that it's a spiritual connection, and not all spiritual connections does not mean that you are with this person, especially if they want to, not be able to, if they want to be in your life, like on their terms, and they don't even want to apologize because, hey, well, that's going to make me seem vulnerable, even though I know that it hurt you, even though, well, again, then the focus really isn't on the relationship, it's more on this person's ego. So we have to say, why did you attract this person into your life? So we always look at the inner child wounds. And sometimes the inner child wounds, shadows, I should say, are not all wounds. Sometimes we find our gifts there. It's just they're not developed, and they're not developed because in childhood you dealt with a situation, whether it was a difficult parent, whether or not it was an imbalanced situation, someone was sick, someone did drugs, someone was alcoholic, who knows? Again, different for everyone. However, there's talents that you had that you knew that you have, but you never developed them. So they're undeveloped talents that now, again, it's a shadow, because the energy that we're made up of is, our thoughts and our emotions, and what makes up our energy is not just thoughts and emotions, but it's where we're putting our time, who we're around. It's so, again, if you were around in like a difficult environment, then you'd be in a place of survival. You wouldn't be, again, developing a gift. You wouldn't, that you were born with. You would, again, have it and just kind of put it on the side, say, no, I know that it's there, but I didn't put the time into it. So it never reached its maximum, I never reached my maximum potential. So again, sometimes it's not all wounds. I'd like to say that. But we see why you would attract a person that, like you said, strong spiritual connection, but gets triggered by, I want to say, triggered by your light, triggered by your confidence, triggered by your success, triggered by you. But they have feelings for you. It's not like they don't. Security and safety, and inner childhood wounds. So when I see that, security and safety, feeling like a parent didn't make you feel safe. So if you grew up with a narcissistic parent that got triggered by your success, didn't allow you to have anything, and it affected your security, Meaning this is a child self, right? If your parent takes their love away from you, well, there goes your security. The mind doesn't know the difference between emotional security or physical security. It doesn't know the difference. It needs it all. So that's number one. Belittled. Again, this person made you feel superior. You grew up with a narcissistic parent that belittled you, talked down to you. And if it wasn't a parent, it was somebody that was significant, that was supposed to show you love, that was supposed to make you feel safe and secure. It's again, they made you feel as if like you weren't important, that you were insignificant, that they were better. So again, right, if you grew up with a person that made you feel this way, anytime you would display any type of confidence, obviously it would trigger them because this person's, again, whoever raised you or whoever you were around that made you feel this way at a young age didn't feel good about themselves. And in order for them to feel good about themselves, they had to, again, belittle you, and that made them feel more superior. Well, again, this person's doing the same exact thing. The same exact thing. The last one, inner authority, and that's a gift, my friends. And that it doesn't matter that, again, that the parent made you feel not good enough, made you feel not safe. You knew to listen to your inner authority and let your intuition lead you. Then your intuition's the higher self, the God part of self. So you have a really good connection to source. You have a really good connection to, again, the psychic realm. So you were able to navigate your way around that difficult parent. However, there was trauma and it did play out again in this connection because this person did all the same things that you dealt with as a child. I just believe this time you passed the karmic test. And that's why this person is full of resentment now. That's why this person has anxiety now. That's why this person is being, because they don't want to have to look at their ego. They don't want to have to look at the real reality and change. Again, I never had to. Well, when you go, dumpster diving, you don't have to. And what they're seeing is that you're not on that vibration. It's like they needed you to be on that vibration in order for them to feel superior. And you were like, no, I'm not gonna, be belittled into making you feel better about yourself. I'm not gonna be around that. That's not what love is. So we always ask spirit, what's the energy that we can end off with? What information or tidbit of knowledge that will either make us feel better from having to deal with this, or what is the new energy that we're supposed to be walking into? What should we be aware of? What does spirit want us to do? Goodness, I overcome my imperfections, polish my character, and feed on the positive. Thus, I free myself, allow my goodness to manifest and become a source of joy. Through gentleness, I offer unconditional support, understanding, love to myself and others. So I feel like you were connected to a part of yourself. Like this person represented a part of you that you outgrew, a part of yourself that at one time you didn't feel safe, you didn't feel secure within yourself. You didn't, and I believe that dealing with them, you saw your strength. You saw that no one can make you feel bad about yourself, that you listen to your intuition, and you really called this person's bluff. So it's still about, again, helping you. Like this relationship helped you to see your worth, your goodness, your talents, your gifts, and also the parts of yourself that you really need to let go of in order to reach your true potentiality and really let your goodness shine. But because we got that card yesterday, it isn't uncommon if we're tapping into the same Virgo, just a different variation of the story, right? Because a lot of times that'll happen. I like to pull another one and see what else can we know, because right now you're saying, well, you keep working on yourself, because this was a realization of what you needed to let go of, and also look how strong you are, look how you handled that. And I'm gonna pull one more, and this is the path to light. I make the conscious choice to move forward the light one step at a time. I transform my weaknesses into strength by mastering my thoughts. I overcome obstacles with positivity and acceptance. I develop my gifts and extend my light to every being unconditionally. So again, that you're on the path to light again, and the path to light is to evolve into the highest state of consciousness, which is unconditional love, and to become that source of unconditional love by doing what you love, by giving and receiving of love. And the way that you do that is, again, by developing your gifts more and extending, those gifts, those contributions that you give to humanity, whatever you went to school for, what you do for work, how you make people feel, all of it you extend into the world, and you become the expression of unconditional love, so you can then attract a person that is more on your vibration. And that's, again, so this person was, again, an important person, soulmate, past life connection. So it felt like a twin flame connection. This person never wanted to evolve. Instead, they rather fight with you to get the energy moving, because the energy is stagnant, because you're not talking to them because you're hurt, and you're really waiting for an apology and waiting for an explanation. But instead of them doing that, they're gonna, again, because they're not on the same vibration. They're just not. And again, learning that spiritual lesson and transmuting that spiritual lesson. And the spiritual lesson is, again, I'm not going to be with someone that makes me undervalue myself. And transmuting it was, again, by, detaching from them and putting the energy into yourself. All right, Virgo, I hope that you got something out of this. If you did, let me know. I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.